70%. Plus, Hotels Etc. get you deals on everything like cruises, car rentals, even movies, restaurants, entertainment, theme parks, and much, much more. Now you're thinking, this is going to cost me thousands. Well, think again. The low, low price will blow you away. Plus, if you join right now, you can try Hotels Etc. absolutely free for 72 hours. Wake up, people. Try it free for 3 days. No cost, no obligation. So now you have your vacation and your money too. Never pay full price again. Join Hotels Etc. right now and slash your travel and entertainment costs up to 70%. Call toll free 877-967-7283. 877-967-7283. Or sign up online, hotelsetc.com. That's HOTELSETC.com.
This is KC Pride for the #1 rated business show, letting everybody out there know you can now catch us on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 3 to 4. Make sure you tune in. Dial the Real 1100 AM.
The Real. You're tuned into WWE AM 1100.
The following program is paid for by Influencer 365. The views expressed do not necessarily reflect the views of this station, its management, or the Beasley Media Group.
And we are back right here on the Real 1100 AM. I'm your host, KC Pride. We are popping all over the world today through iHeartRadio to all our fans in Africa, India, and all over the world. In studio with me, we got a great show, and I got a great man in studio the whole hour. We got Rodney Perry. He's going to share with us. Before we get started, though, because I know everybody been asking me all week, what do you got? We got a few announcements we always got to get out of the way. Number one, I got to say, thank you so much to Mr. Daniel Dickey for the invite for the Black Media Mixer last night. I had a blast on the panel with Kiana Dancy, Praise Jackson, Daniel Dickin, Dylon, and my new friend Nico Flo. So we had a great time on the panel. And if the next time this coming up, I promise y'all need to get involved with this Black Media Mixer. To all my folks out in the Douglasville area, I want y'all to go visit my personal barber out at 6405 Fairburn Road. It's Studio 1211. You can call and book an appointment right there at 770-485-6772. Ask for Melvin. Tell him KC Pride sent you, and he will even give you a free cut on the Real 1100 AM. That's right, Greg. We talking y'all now. Also, if you're out in the Smyrna area and you want to get your buff on, want to look sexy like KC, I want you to go see my good friends over at Titans Fitness. It's a world-class training facility ran by my friend Daniel Stuckert, which is a world champion, and his wife, Rachel, who is a world-class bodybuilder herself. Also, she does all of my impact training. You can visit them at 1834 South Cobb Industrial Boulevard, right there in Smyrna, Georgia, or you can visit them online at titans.net. Tell them KC Pride sent you, and they will give you a free training session on me. Lastly, everybody said, hey, these masterminds, we love them, but we need y'all to slow it down a little bit. We want something a little bit more intimate. So we are launching our Rockstar Master Classes. That's right. 2022. We want you to start building your business with a bang. You can join us this Tuesday from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. It's going to be a virtual class. It will be going out to my mail list. Join us at influencer365.com. Woo! All right, I got to calm it down.
You got in there.
In studio with me, like I promised, the one and only Rodney Perry. Man, thank you so much for joining us here today, brother.
I like them claps. That was hot. Well done, sir.
It took me a year to get them claps going. So, but now, man, what you got going on, man? What's been going on with you, brother?
What's been going on, man? I'm just working, taking care of the family. We coming out of the pandemic, so kind of getting back to what's normal.
Okay.
If you can. And so I'm back touring. going out and traveling most weekends and just kind of shoring up my business. I talked to my good friend the other day. She was like, "What's your plan going into 2022?" And I always sit down around this time every year and kind of formulate the way I want to go into the first quarter of the year.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm just getting ready to kind of do that and doing some merchandise stuff with my comedy, doing some movies, some TV.
Okay.
I got a movie coming out at the top of 22 called Easter Sunday. I did with a comedian, Joe Coy.
Okay.
Which I'm super excited about because he's a Filipino, and I think this movie could do for Filipinos what Crazy Rich Asians did for the Asian world. And so I'm excited.
My girls is half Filipino, so my daughters is half Filipino.
We need all y'all to be at this movie theater.
I'm gonna be there, brother.
But you know Joe Coy then, so he's really a big deal in that world. And so I'm excited about that. That's a big movie. Steven Spielberg producing.
Okay.
And so biggest movie I've been in as of late. And I just did an episode of Our Kind of People.
Okay.
Which is a black show with about the upper crux of the black world.
Okay.
And
it ain't one of the ones, but they won't get all ratchet with it, is it now?
They ain't super ratchet, but they, it's a drama. So
okay,
something gonna happen. But just been working, man, and taking care of the kids and the wife, and coming out of Thanksgiving, and being fat. I need to get like you. I wearing that nice slim.
Bro, I had to get it off, man. But no, tell me this. What is it like getting back to it? Because I noticed even yesterday myself being on the panel and being in front of folks, actually being in the room and stuff, everything live now. It's a little different. I got that nervous. Yeah, I got that nervous energy again. What's that like for you? Because you get major crowds, brother.
I mean, more than anything, man, I realized during the pandemic is I need that.
Okay.
I need it.
Oh, yes.
I was at home, last year, probably around June, going, what am I doing?
Okay.
I didn't know how to cope. And I leaned into the internet and kind of built my internet presence, my social media and all that stuff. And so now, as we get back to real life, you don't want to forget that stuff. The internet following you built over the pandemic, you don't want to leave those people just in the wind.
Oh, yeah.
You back working.
Oh, yeah.
And so you got to find a way. Like even today when you said come do the interview, I was like,
is it really you want to come up in there?
I got the whole setup in the basement, so we can do this virtual. But at the same time, ain't nothing like people, man. The connection with people. And so I'm doing some stuff like that. And you talked about a virtual class you're doing.
Yes.
Well, I do an improv workshop, and so I'm taking that. I'm doing a retreat.
Okay.
With 25 people in a house for 2 days.
Wow.
And it's gonna be labor intensive. We're gonna, it's gonna be just a game.
Okay.
As we navigate, our careers, it's stuff you just don't know sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And so we're gonna just be giving people game for 48 hours and rock it out. So I'm
man, that sounds awesome.
That'll be like the end of the first quarter, like March.
Wow, that sounds like something I want to take advantage of. Now, how is it that you get into this whole comedy world? Like what is it? Is at some point I crack the best jokes in the class, or like what is it? Because it's not easy to step on that stage by yourself, just you and that mic. So
right.
So what is it that drives you to do this?
I'm insane. I mean, to walk on the stage to attempt to make people laugh that don't know you is complete insanity. But I gotta have it. And to answer your question as to what started it, I was in second grade. And I had a teacher that would let me tell jokes at the end of the day if I shut up.
Wow.
I was that disruptive, And luckily that teacher, Mr. Thompson, had the wherewithal to take that little boy and be like, look, maybe if we try some stuff that maybe besides just punishing him is not working.
Okay.
So let's let him perform. Why not? See what happens. And many years later, I'm a performer for a living.
Wow.
And so it's not for the faint of heart.
No, it's not.
And I meet people all the time. What do I do? How do I become a comedian? Well, you got it's the only thing you can just start doing.
Okay.
No classes. I mean, there are classes nowadays, but I didn't have any classes.
But it ain't really something that you can't teach that though. Some of the greats, like looking at Richard Pryor, or
it's like anything. There's a 1 + 1 = 2 to it.
Okay.
But you can't teach certain elements. You can't teach funny.
Okay.
But I can teach you how to tell a joke.
All right. You can teach
that
timing.
happen to be funny. I can teach timing.
Right.
I can, and so and there are some great comics that aren't funny human beings.
Okay.
You know, you don't have to be a funny human being to be a great comedian. You have to know the structure of how to tell a joke.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But funny human beings, there's some I went to high school with funny guys that would never get on stage.
I got you.
You know what I mean? So there's a delicate balance.
Now who you see killing the game right now? Because I mean David Chappelle, bro. Yeah. It's like everything that man say is just not it's turning into gold, brother.
I mean, Dave Chappelle to me is the GOAT right now.
Okay.
I mean, Richard Pryor is still the GOAT of all GOATs.
He seemed like he kind of fall into the Richard Pryor of our day, you know?
Yes and no.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Because Dave Chappelle is more Dick Gregory than Richard Pryor.
Okay. Yeah. Because he liked to teach.
He's a teacher. He's the type of guy that's looking at what's happening on the landscape of humanity and talking about that. Richard Pryor talked about his life.
Okay.
So you're from one or two schools of thought as a comedian, and you're either Dick Gregory style of comic, or Richard Pryor. And Richard Pryor and Bill Cosby seem like polar opposites, but they were really kind of the same.
Okay. In
terms of expounding on what their background was.
I got a chance to see some of his stand up as a young kid, watching HBO specials and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And it's funny to see that part of Bill Cosby versus seeing Bill Huxtable. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's funny to see that distinction.
And Bill Cosby, man, he don't get a lot of credit, but he was at one point he was the only black man on television.
Oh yeah.
So
showing us how we need to be.
Showing us how we need to be. And which maybe ultimately was a part of his undoing. So don't get me started.
Now, who are some of those greats you kind of grew up? Because I can go back to the Red Foxes, the Bernie Macs. What's my guy, man, that died? Baby's kids. What's his name?
Robin Harris.
Yeah,
Robin Harris. I bear comparisons to Robin Harris, sometimes for my stature and stuff like that. People are like, his wife stopped me. You remind me of Robin. You feel good. They all from, Bernie's from my hometown.
Okay.
Robin is from my hometown. We are all from the Midwest, from Chicago. But
Chicago must just produce comedians, man. Because all y'all come out of
there. Chicago got some comics. Corey Holcomb, Dion Cole, my contemporaries, Damon Williams, great Chicago comedian, and Lil Rel, who is hot right now, great Chicago comedian. It's so many, something about that Midwest water.
Oh yeah.
What I mean? But
it's cold as hell. I know that.
You definitely gonna stand in the house and think about something funny. But I tell people all the time, everybody in Chicago funny.
Oh yeah.
Your mama funny, your grandmama funny, your uncle funny, your daddy funny. Everybody funny, and so you might get roasted by your mama. What you doing with that stupid ass shirt on? You be like, wait a minute, mama. So that type of stuff happens all the time. But in terms of who's hot right now, I'm still a Kevin Hart fan.
Okay.
I'm still a Cat Williams fan.
Cat
is that guy. Tony Roberts. Have you ever seen him? You see his name, go see him.
Okay.
JB Smooth. See his name, go see him. He's on Curb Your Enthusiasm right now.
Okay.
And who else? I mean, it's so many. Lil Rel. I just listened to his album the other day, man. There's so many funny guys out there.
Now what opportunities?
And girls. Kiana Dancy, you mentioned her name.
Oh yeah, I was on the panel. Yours. I don't say nothing to her wrong.
Yeah, that's my homie right there.
Now, tell me this: what's this new world of comedy like? Because you got so many different opportunities. You see so many folks using Instagram to kind of blow up and do the influencer thing. So what's the opportunities in comedy nowadays?
Well, I'll take you back a bit. So when I came up through, when I was in my formative years, it was all about getting on television and or film.
Okay.
And now you can get famous from here.
Oh yeah.
From your phone. You literally, people like Desi Banks, people like Country Wayne.
Oh yeah, Country Wayne blowing up on Instagram.
Career. I mean, and dude, it's a viable source of income. I mean, Facebook is putting people $30,000-$40,000 a month in their pockets every month.
Okay.
But then you're subject to Facebook.
Oh yeah.
If you do one thing that takes you off of their standards and practices,
they'll cut all that
money going like that.
Yeah.
And so one thing this young man what's his name? His name escapes me right now, but he started to pull people out of the Facebook world.
Okay.
He created an app and I'm just Kev on Stage.
Okay.
Kev on Stage created an app, and so he pulled people out of the social media world and into his real life world. So now they subscribe to the app, and now he may have an opportunity to create a platform that's big as Netflix.
Wow. Oh yeah.
You know, so it's got to start somewhere. So we have more power than we ever had.
Oh yeah.
I think
definitely, especially with it in your own hands nowadays.
You can create it.
Oh yeah. You know? Now, what do you do in this day and age? Because Netflix is finally starting to be fed up. Because I remember at one point they was lowballing us on movies like crazy.
Oh, they still are.
Oh, so they ain't changed one bit.
I mean, you see black faces on there, but what you won't see is Netflix originals.
Okay.
So I'm Netflix. You got an original project. You know, you produce something. You could bring that to me.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna Netflix go to you and be like, give me that.
And let's put some money behind.
Unless you're top 2% of black.
Okay.
Kevin Hart can go. Chappelle can go.
Okay.
Rock can go. But me and you can't.
I got you.
You feel me?
Okay.
But you'll see a random, Caucasian
all the time.
All in there. So,
it's a mess. Now the whole world of comedy right now, everybody is just ready to explode. 2022 is going to be an amazing year for I think everybody. What does that look like for you as far as like the tours, the merch, the movies coming out? What?
Well, it all kind of plays together.
Okay.
If your movies pop, if your social pop, then your tour pop.
Okay.
So it all kind of works hand in hand. And then you got to have the merch. If you're going on tour, you got to do this, that, and the other. So it's all kind of working together, man. And like you said, I can feel it.
Oh yeah.
I've seen these moments in my career, and right on the cusp. Like I've always been ahead of the power curve.
Okay.
Like I was doing viral videos in 2000.
Okay.
But I was so far out that I was like, by the time I got sick of it,
exactly,
that's when it hit.
That's when everyone was watching on YouTube all the time and they were well.
I always tell people it's very tough to be a visionary. Because a lot of times you're so far out ahead of the pack that you lose interest before it hit.
Oh yeah.
And so you gotta have the wherewithal to stay the course. So if y'all out there, you doing your thing, and you like, man, it's so far away, your exit could be next.
Oh yeah.
So keep rolling.
No, that's such beautiful advice, because there has been so many times it was something I started a couple years, folks didn't jump onto it, and then a couple years later you see somebody else that they got it, and
you're
now
a visionary. You're ahead of the power curve. You so far
I get you.
Your car too fast.
Now, getting into this whole world of acting, is that something that becomes natural to you? Just being a comedian, is that acting for you, or is it, I'm just up here being myself?
Acting is not acting, but at the same time, it's like I began to act, so I'm a stand-up first. And what I noticed, the guys that were stand-ups that were coming home from gigs, was always working, were also actors.
Wow.
And so, as I saw that, I was like, I need to get an acting class. So I started taking classes. I studied with Tasha Smith, who is, in everything now, directing everything now. And she was my acting coach for like 5 or 6 years. And I still use those techniques now. And, I worked with her last year on Tales over on BET, and she's directing this show I just did called Our Kind of Family and Our Kind of People. And you have to get training.
Okay.
You won't circumvent training. You might not go to college, but you're gonna spend some time in school.
Well, we'll be right back after this, right here on the Real 1100 AM. We're going to come back and we're going to dig all into this acting career and these movies that we got coming out next year. Stay tuned. I'm your host, KC Pride. I'm here with Rodney Perry. You're listening to the Real 1100 AM.
KC!
At Align for Life, we work with attorneys across the entire metro area. We are a portal of entry provider, meaning we can ensure your client is triaged accordingly and coordinate all aspects of your client's chiropractic and medical care from start to finish, including referrals to medical doctors, specialists, and imaging. This is Dr. Fowler. Your injury clients deserve the best: transportation, extended hours, and compliance monitoring. We understand your needs. Refer your injury and accident victims right now by calling us at 404-383-1110 or visit us at yourfinespine.com.
Transportation is provided via Uber, and we are open late so your clients can come in after work.
Auto accidents, wellness care, slip and fall. We take care of it all.
And now, an important message from Steve Harvey.
This pandemic isn't over yet. We got the vaccines. I got mine. You might have yours. But listen to this. Don't think just because you got the vaccine that you could just go crazy. Follow the current safety guidelines. I know the mask is hot, but you know what's hotter than these masks? Staying healthy. That's pretty fly if you ask me. Let's unite to prevent.
For more information, visit unitetoprevent.org.
Have you been looking for a radio station that gives you sports?
I don't believe it! Oh, it's a touchdown!
Entertainment?
Are you not entertained?
And other special interest talk shows?
Well, isn't that special?
All on one app?
Yo, that's dope. What app is that?
It's the Real 1100 AM app for WWE. Grab it for free in your Google Play or Apple App Store today.
What's going on out there, people? This is Mr. Daniel Dickey, the Renaissance Man, founder of the Resource Guild, and you are tuned in to the #1 rated business show with my dude, KC Pride.
And we are back right here on the Real 1100 AM iHeartRadio, taking in all over the world. I'm your host, KC Pride, and in studio with us today, we got the one and only Rodney Perry.
RP.
Now, finishing this conversation off, getting into this acting world, getting started in this whole acting world, what is that like?
What is it like getting started, man? It's scary.
Okay.
You know, I mean, you question yourself, like, can I remember?
Okay.
Can I remember lines?
Okay.
You know, that was
you really had to memorize all that stuff. They ain't just throwing them to you every 5 seconds.
Ain't nobody throwing nothing to you.
Okay.
You definitely want to be, but you know, TV is different than a play. That's different than a movie.
Okay.
So, say for instance, if you're a TV guy, you only have to do certain scenes.
Okay.
At a time. So, like we did that first segment, a scene might be 2 pages.
Okay.
And so you just remember the scene. You just know what happens in the scene, and then the words just connect.
Okay.
You know, the words start to make sense. You know, I work with Bentley Kyle Evans, who directed Martin, early days of Martin, right?
Okay.
And I go out there and work with Bentley. He put me in like 7, 8 different scenes, right? But they had different episodes. So I get paid X amount of dollars per episode. But I might go out there and shoot all of it at once. So each scene I gotta put myself in that situation. If that make any sense.
That was my next question. Like, how do you draw that emotion? Where do you get that emotion from to just jump in the scene and feel it with the emotion and the right thing for the conversation?
Comedy, so I just know how to do comedy.
Okay.
Right. But sometimes you're doing drama.
Yeah.
You know, this thing I did the other day, I did drama, and we had to do different takes. They got to shoot. See, because you know, you don't trip off TV because when you're watching it, but so they're gonna shoot you.
Okay. They're
gonna shoot her.
Okay.
You know, come across here, they're gonna turn around, they're gonna shoot me, but you still gotta do your stuff every time.
Yeah.
Whether they own you or not.
Yeah.
Because you helping me out.
Okay.
You know, and so you gotta shoot the whole world. He doing that, but we still gonna shoot him. He gonna be the same way every time. And so it's the how is different for each medium.
Okay.
So now a play, I'm gonna have to memorize the whole play. I'm gonna have to everybody lines, but what happens with a play, they have what they call blocking. Okay. So any given moment during the play, you should be in a certain place.
Okay.
So now you start connecting the words with the location. Okay, I got to be over there by the radio. I gotta play the piano during that moment. So that's my lines I have to do with that.
Okay.
You know, and so how about this? Your brain just works. The human brain is amazing. And when you ask it to do certain things, it'll do it.
Wow.
If you say anything to yourself 21 times, you memorized it.
Wow, really?
Absolutely.
That's amazing because, you know, I teach the same principle. It takes 21 days to create a habit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's amazing to say. I've never heard somebody say that, but I'm gonna try that out.
Yeah. But you will be surprised what you can retain.
Okay.
You know, and like say even with comedy, right? I right before I walk on the set, I'll write out my set list.
Okay.
That's just fusing it in my mind. And then I ball it up and throw it away.
Okay.
And if I go back to that piece of paper, I will have went in order with everything I said I want to do.
Wow.
Give or take 1 or 2 things.
Now, when you start to approach this, because a lot of folks don't know, it's a lot of stuff going on in your head when you're on the stage. Y'all ain't just into it like you think. I'm looking at y'all, I'm looking at this person. Like, what's some of the stuff that's going through your mind as you kind of working the stage and doing these things?
Great. That's the best question I've ever been asked. Comics don't even understand it.
Okay.
Because as you get better as a comedian, you're processing more information.
Okay.
So when I was first starting, I was only processing what I was doing right now.
Okay.
Now, 30 years in the game, I'm going through my mind. I'm cycling through jokes, what I want to do right now at this moment. I'm also looking at my audience.
Okay.
Why is her arms folded like that? Okay. And I'm going, okay, I know what she needs. I go to my Rolodex in my head, pull out that joke that I know is going to get her, throw that mug out there. She busts out laughing. I move on. I might look at her. Oh, she a little young. She's in her young 20s. It's my daughter.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna hit her in that area.
Okay.
And I'm making all this decisions on the fly.
Wow.
Real time. And I'm having a dialogue with myself. Rodney, you are killing. You murdering this joint right now. Or I think you about to bomb. I'm going through all that in real time.
Wow. Now, do you still have those moments? Have you bombed lately?
I ain't bombed in a while.
I was gonna say you two don't bomb no more.
I ain't bombed in a while, but it can happen any moment.
Like, what is it? Is it just a bad joke and you got to pick it up and roll past?
It could be anything, man. Okay. Like I did a joke this past weekend. I was in Columbia, South Carolina, working, and I'd never done the joke before, but I did it because it just felt good. I threw it out, and the punchline just didn't do what I wanted to do.
Okay,
it didn't bomb. Like I didn't get booed or nothing, but like on a scale of 1 to 10, I should have got like an 8, a 9 laugh. I got like a 6.
Okay,
and I'm like, I dropped the ball somewhere in the setup.
Okay.
I dropped the ball. And the lady said, you took too long. Like maybe it was the timing. Maybe it was the timing. But timing is everything too. So
yeah.
You can miss a joke just on a slight miscue.
Okay.
And so you just got to be always conscious of it and you know how to pick it up. And sometimes you pick it up with personality.
Okay.
Sometimes you pick it up with another joke. And so it's again, it's not for the faint of heart, man.
Man, I know it ain't.
But you do it here.
Oh,
you
yeah.
do it here. Like you got to guess in. The guess is whack. You have to pick it up.
Yeah.
You got to ask me.
You got to get a lot lighter with the jokes.
You got a game in there somewhere you can go to. You've learned over time how to keep the show moving, whether my guess is cracking or not.
Oh yeah.
Or you can just put them out and y'all two can do the show.
Bro, I didn't have some folks in here that trying to promote this stuff. It's like pulling nails. Like, come on, tell everybody now, please. Right. But no, I definitely get you on that. Now, it's just a whole artistry to the whole performance mechanism and the whole thing to it. And you say it's something that you can actually teach. How do you teach art? Because it's like I just opened a print shop, like I was telling you.
Mm-hmm.
And screen printing is art. It ain't science.
Absolutely.
So you can't just walk in here and say, well, I know what to do, because it ain't gonna be right. So how do you teach that art? Because that's experience there, brother.
Well, it's like if we were painting or screen printing, there's a 1 + 1 = 2.
Okay.
So there are some nuts and bolts to what you do.
Okay.
Right. And you can teach that.
Okay.
You can teach the nuts and bolts. I can't teach you to be funny, but you may not need to be funny to be a good comedian.
Wow.
You
could be like a Seinfeld or something. Just kind of like
I'm not
weird
saying
observation.
Seinfeld ain't funny.
He's humorous, but I ain't gonna be rolling in the floor laughing at it.
It's because you're black. That's just a whole nother thing. That's culture. That we get into culture. That's a whole nother conversation. But the reality is I can teach writing.
Okay.
I can teach creating a joke. What I can't teach is love.
Okay.
Because I believe you have to have a love for it to do it when there's no money. You got to have a love for it to do it when your wife is like, so what we gonna eat tonight?
Oh yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? So as you navigate that, that's gonna put you through when you're not sure and nothing else.
Now that I'm glad you said that. How do you, being such a busy comedian, such a busy movie star and everything else, how do you balance that work and home thing? Because it is so easy to, before you know it, I ain't been home in a week or two or something like that. So how do you balance that?
It's been tough over the years. I miss some days.
Okay.
I miss some significant moments. Sometimes we was around for the holidays and they start talking about different moments. I'm like, well, what was I at? Oh, you was out of town, Daddy. I was like, oh, God, dang it. Okay. But, I'm also at home more than the guy that works a 40-hour week job.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm home all day today. You know, I'm home Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. If I'm not working that weekend, I'm home. I'm home most of the time. And so, but when I'm gone, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? When I'm gone, I get on the plane Thursday evening. I might not be back till next Monday.
Wow. Okay.
And I might do 40 weeks a year like that. So when I'm there, I'm there, and when I'm not, I'm not. And you just try to be there for significant moments. My daughter got a recital on the 2nd. Guess who's gonna be there?
Oh yeah.
Rodney Perry gonna be in the building, yelling and screaming.
But I mean, just I know at some point, because it's always a sacrifice that you always got to make to be ambitious anywhere in life. It's like, and I ain't saying it's a sacrifice worth it, because you can't even say that about family. But to be Rodney Perry for them now, instead of, yeah, that's my dad and all that type of stuff. But when you show up, I'm Rodney Perry. That's a whole different experience for your kids. So is it?
They're more in tune to it than I am sometimes.
Okay.
Like so here goes the balance. My son completely used it.
I know it. I know.
My son like, yo, Rodney Perry's son, what? Let me in. He's 27, so he rocking out wherever he can. My daughters are a little different. They want a picture, Daddy. They looking at you. Why do people looking at you? And so, we go through that with my girls, but at the end of the day, we all get used to it. It becomes the normal. My normal is just not the normal of any other guy. And they don't know nothing else.
Okay.
They don't know like the dude that's working 40 hours a week. They don't know that guy.
I got you.
Because I was in the Navy. I served in the Navy for 8 years. But my wife remembers that, but my kids really don't.
Wow. Now, Steve Harvey loves telling his story about, he went through divorce and lived in a home for lived in his car for about 3 years or whatever. Anything like that at the start of your career? Did you have to suffer like that in the beginning?
We all suffer. I didn't suffer that way.
Okay.
We
all got some. I know.
I had some cars repoed though. I had I had a Dodge Neon, and the worst purchase I ever made was a Ford Taurus. My wife had to have that car, and I got that daggone car, and that car stayed broke. You can't get me in a Ford right now because of that car. And it was just a raggedy little car, man, and I just stopped paying the notes. And that dude, I remember the dude came to get it. So the repo dude was gangster.
Okay.
He called me one day. Get this. He called me one day. Repo man. He said, "Hey man, you good, man?" I said, "Who is this?" He said, "Rodney Perry, right?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Man, you good, man." I said, "Who is it?" He said, "I'm the repo man." You've been hiding your car for 6 months. He said, "I usually would have got it by now. But guess what? I'm going to get it. I'm going to get your damn car." I was like, what you talking about? He said, "Man, don't even. I know this you. I know where you live, and you've been hiding the car. You are good, but I'm going to get it."
Oh, my
I know
God.
you got a baby coming.
So the repo man watching you.
If I get your car, I'm throwing everything away.
Oh, my goodness.
So what you can do, you can take everything out, leave it on the street tomorrow, and we good. I was tired. I was tired because I would have to literally park my car like 4 blocks away.
Okay.
5 blocks away. And he said he couldn't catch me. And that next day, I took everything out, parked on the street. And the thing about credit and money and goodwill, it all passes.
Oh, yeah.
Those times were tough, but we made it through.
Oh, yeah. I tell folks all the time, you'll get it back.
You'll get it back.
You get it back.
Put that on the shirt. We just split the revenue on that. You'll get it back.
Amen.
Yeah, well said.
Coming up through your career, 30 years, man, that is amazing, of doing what you want to do. What does that feel like?
Oh, man, ain't nothing like doing what you want to do. When you want to do it,
oh, yeah.
All day, every day. Man, I can't imagine going to work for somebody. I can't imagine.
I know that's right.
I can't imagine waking up and having to be somewhere. And don't get me wrong, when you work on TV or even in entertainment, something like I used to write for Steve Harvey.
Okay.
Steve Harvey had a show called Steve Harvey's Big Time. And me and who is nephew Tommy now, we were two of the writers. And they used to require us to be in at 9 a.m. And we had to work from 9 to 5. It didn't take that long. We would literally be working a real 4 hours a day. But they wanted to work an 8 hour, 9 hour day. And me and Tommy were like, dude, we want y'all here. Because they felt like if you here, you doing something, yeah. We paying you, you should be here. And so that was their philosophy. Everybody in entertainment don't operate like that though.
Oh no.
Most people don't. And so that was just a lesson learned, man. And half the day we played dominoes down in Steve's dressing room. And if he beat you, you had to sit there the whole time.
No. What's working with Steve Harvey like?
Wealth of knowledge.
Okay.
I mean, hey, Rodney P, let me ask you a question. You sure you want this? What you mean, Steve? Are you sure you want this? See, I can go to Applebee's with my family. I can go to the mall and walk around because it turned into something else. So you got to ask yourself when it don't matter if you want this.
Okay.
And so he would have little jewels like that all day, every day, And like I watched him do business. We talk about business. This dude would do all kind of stuff. Like, say for instance, like, you remember when like the pointy toe shoes got hot?
Oh yeah.
He had them before anybody had them.
Steve Harvey suits.
And I saw him when he first was looking at the fabrics and stuff for the suits. We was working for him then. And so it was just amazing to see that a comedian was also such a really good businessman. And I was impressed with that guy.
Now, do you ever think there'll be another Kings of Comedy? You think they'll ever do that again?
It might be something like it, but I don't know if you could call it the same thing. I think it'd have to be something else, something new, something fresh, and then you have to get the old Kings to sign off on it.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like a passing the torch.
It would have to be. So who is going to be? DC Young Fly. Who else? Who? Because that was a perfect storm.
Yeah.
The Kings of Comedy. That was.
He had the right folks at the right time.
Steve, who was the hottest, literally. Bernie, who was probably the best comedian.
Oh yeah.
Said, who was probably the second best comedian, and DL, who is better now than he was then.
Yeah.
And so it was just a perfect storm, and they were all on television, except Bernie. And Bernie got on television shortly after.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if it can happen again, man. I think it would be something similar, maybe, but who knows?
You missed some of the old joints that used to come on, like Def Jam.
I missed Comic View.
Okay. Yeah, Comic View was awesome too.
I miss Comic View. I'll tell you why. Because Comic View is lost. Think about it. You don't see no reruns of Comic View.
That's true.
You don't see you can still catch it.
And all y'all came up through Comic View, like all the bad comedians, like the biggest, baddest ones.
I mean, Bruce, Arnaz J, Jamario. It's so many comics in there, all lost. You can't listen to it on Sirius.
Okay.
Ain't no digital recordings of it. And so whoever owns that content is just letting it sit somewhere.
Wow.
And so that would be money for all of us. I mean, I was on Comic View 8 times.
Wow.
That's digital royalties I would be getting for that.
That show was huge, man. That thing ran for years.
Yeah. So you think a good 10 years of funny gone.
Man. Well, real quick, we're gonna take a break right here on the Real 1100 AM. I'm your host, KC Pride. To all my fans everywhere, all my friends, we're all Rodney Perry friends checking in today. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, this is Dr. Williams with the Line for Life Wellness. I want to invite you to our new office at 1800 Jonesboro Road in Atlanta. Come in for a consultation, examination, therapy, and x-ray, all for just $100.
What?
Yes, $100. This offer expires soon, so call us to schedule at 404-383-1110 or find us on the web at www.yourfinespine.com.
If you want to be fine, take care of your spine.
We're open late.
Being a teenager is tough. There's the constant pressure to be liked.
Endless worrying about college.
Cyberbullying, high expectations, all the negativity. There's no question. Being a teenager is tough. And what do Georgia's teens do when they want to block out the noise and clear their heads?
We play!
Research shows that teenagers who participate in high school sports have lower stress levels, more confidence, and greater self-esteem. And then there's the biggest benefit of all.
High school sports are fun.
Not just fun.
They're a lot of fun.
Encourage your teenagers to participate in a sport or activity when they go to high school. They'll stress less and smile more. And they'll be laying the foundation for a happier, healthier future.
This message presented by the Georgia High School Association and the Georgia Athletic Directors Association.
Attention, radio station listener. This might make you say, oh my god. Get this station in 1,500 live stations, plus a custom station you can create all in one. Right now. Download the free app now at iHeartRadio.com. Oh my god.
Hi, this is Niecy Cooper with the #1 party bus company in the city, Go Party Bus, and you're tuned in to the #1 rated business show with KC Pride.
And we are back right here on the Real 1100 AM iHeartRadio, taking in all over the world. I'm your host, KC Pride, single-handedly bringing back light-skinned men all over the nation. In studio with me today, the one and only Rodney Perry.
I'm actually light-skinned today.
You light-skinned today?
Today I am, actually. Absolutely.
See, I got everybody doing the light-skinned click. I'm telling you.
Hey, man.
We trying to bring it back.
I'm not mad at you, dog.
We ain't had it since ALB Show. Morris Chestnut came and messed it up for all us with all that old friends. What was the brothers or the hood or whatever?
Wesley Snipes, Morris Chestnut, they did a lot. They did a lot for us. But, you know, we all one nation under God, you know. Hey, we can't do it without y'all, man. Who gonna pull all the chicks?
Now tell me this, man. Tell me about the merchandise, man. It's a beautiful shirt you brought for me today, man.
Man, I just wanted to grab some, try not to come to people's house empty-handed, you know. And my buddy and I, we came together on that shirt. One of my friends designed it, and the other one printed it, man. And I'm you a screen printer, you might just work them out of a job.
Hey, I'm gonna try to. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
You know,
I'm definitely gonna try to.
I mean, I always like proximity. You know, I like people close to me. You know,
oh, yeah.
you being in the city, that make a difference.
Oh yeah.
But the what we got going on, raising these kids, man, and touring. I'm in Greensboro, North Carolina, in a couple weeks on the 17th, 18th.
Okay.
And then I'm working New Year's Eve in Florida, down in the Orlando area. I'll be in Florida for the New Year's Eve, New Year's Day.
All right.
And
what they got going on in Atlanta for New Year's?
No, Orlando, Florida. It's me. Okay. You know, I'm headlining. You know, I don't know what else they're doing. We'll be in that area, and then Detroit on the 7th of January. You know, my most current tour dates, and I got the retreat that's coming.
Okay.
At the first quarter, which is Never Deny, Next Level.
Now, how do people get involved with that retreat? Because that retreat sounds interesting, man. I'd like to be a part of that.
Website, RodneyPerry.com. You can email me, Rodney@RodneyPerry.com. That's the best way. And we're going to have a virtual component to it, but I wanted to keep it small.
Okay.
Because I think sometimes you go to these festivals and stuff, and it's so packed that you don't get enough out of it.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm like, we keep it to 25 people, you know, and I'm gonna Skype in some of my presenters.
Okay.
You know, I got I got a line out to Kevin Hart.
Okay.
I got a line out to Monique, and if I get one of them to be my keynote speaker, then everything else gonna fall in line.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm pretty sure I can get it done.
Oh, I know you can, brother.
And then I got a book. I got a book that's on Barnes and Noble, Amazon.
Now, what's the name of your book?
Rodney Perry Moments on My Journey.
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with my story, but 5 years ago I had a stroke.
Oh yeah.
So the fact that I can sit here and cycle through my brain and be able to remember stuff.
Oh yeah.
When I can't remember stuff. Still 50 though. And
I got a good friend that's a stroke survivor, so I know what you go through, brother.
Yeah, it's not a lot. And to be able to come back and have your faculties, you know, it just don't happen every day. So it's a blessing, and I cover that in my book. I covered losing my mom. We lost my mom. She not dead. She in the mall. No, I'm joking. That's a bad joke. No, but we lost my mom a few years back. I talk about that. I talk about working with and for Steve Harvey, with and for Monique, with and for Sid the Entertainer. And I'll just cover my life, man. And it's a real easy read. It's only like 110 pages. But I wanted to give something to my kids to have something to know what their dad was about.
That's beautiful.
Years from now. Yeah.
That's important too, because like I tell folks all the time, I didn't know my father like that. Mm-hmm. Even though I did have years with him, I didn't know him like that. So I am so intentional about making sure my kids know me.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about the stroke for a second, because you're at the top of your game, and then you have something like this happens to you. What is that like?
It's a wake up call. It's a wake up call. Like, I'm on the road, Denver, Colorado. I'm talking to one of my boys, and he's telling me about another friend of ours that had a stroke.
Wow.
And as he's telling me this story, I'm like, yo, I feel like that right now. And so I dragged myself over to Walmart, stuck my arm in the sleeve at Walmart, checked my blood pressure. My blood pressure was 221 over 140. A smart man goes to the hospital right there.
Emergency room.
I went and did 2 shows that night.
Damn.
Killed. I still got them on tape.
You sound like me.
Yeah, I got 2 shows, man. I went and did the 2 shows and took myself to the emergency room that night. I'm a vet, so I went to the VA, and I was there for the next 70 days.
Wow.
ICU for 8 days, and then come out of there, and I was in rehab for the rest of the time. My left hand was contorted. Confined to a wheelchair, and more than anything, man, I just learned some life lessons, over that period of time.
Now, one biggest thing, and what makes it so scary, and honestly, my father passed away from a stroke way back in 2003. But one of the biggest things is it ain't really nothing that give you some type of trigger, say something wrong. Right. And it don't really hurt.
It doesn't hurt, and that's very true. But the American Heart, American Stroke Association, they have some triggers. Fast face drooping. If you look at your face and it don't look right, it's like slide, feel like it's coming, then you may be having a stroke. Face drooping, arm weakness.
Okay.
If your arm is heavy or you can't lift it above your shoulders, that might be part of the indicator that you're having a stroke. Speech slurring.
Okay.
If you noticeably hear your speech slur, that could be a stroke. And if you hear any 2 of those things, it's time to go to the hospital.
Wow.
Because strokes can be stopped. They have what they call stroke busters. They can send to your brain and they can bust those clots immediately, and you can never suffer a stroke. And so it's one of those things that it was a blessing for me, though. At the end of the day,
just speak to it for 1 second, because the simple fact, it is so important for Black men in our community, and we talked about this last night from a mental health aspect, but even from just a health aspect, because I know I was going through a divorce. I was probably drinking way too much, and this type of thing.
Of course we was.
And then, by the time I finally got to the doctor, she said, "You 2 weeks away from a heart attack, bro. You finna die. So you might want to do something." So what do you do to make sure that you stay on top of your health and you stay out of these predicaments or keep yourself out of danger? Because you out late and you're traveling. And
another great question, man. It's crazy. Some people say, I don't sleep. Sleep is for the weak. No. Your ass need to go to bed. You need to lay down. It's like if you look at yourself as a giant computer, your body recovers. You reboot your computer at night when you're sleeping. And so if you're not sleeping, you never reboot. You never get the new system update.
You don't get them updates.
You don't get no update. You need an update. And God sent an update you need your update. And so that's definitely one of those things. Get some sleep, rest, and take your medicine.
Yeah.
I was diagnosed with hypertension probably 5 years before I had my stroke.
Okay.
I took it, and it affected my libido.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
you take that pressure down.
And I was like, I ain't taking it. I ain't gonna be no Mr. Salty walking in my house. But it was maybe the stupidest decision I ever made. And so to the men out there, you can always go to your doctor and rework your medication.
Okay.
But to just not take it is absurd.
But no, that has always been the main complaint from Black men. I'd rather die. So
you rather die till you start dying.
Hey, man.
You be like, you know what? Maybe not.
Now, as far as mental health, because you said you dealt with losing a lot of folks, and I know I'm in that age bracket now, over 40, and I'm losing friends left and right, and it don't feel good when you, especially folks your age. It really hit home. How do you support yourself and stay mentally fit?
Man, you know what? I don't know how I make it through sometimes, dog. and I'm being honest with that because as of late, you look at like you said, if you talk to a friend on the phone, they go, "Hey, you seen so and so?" You be like, "What?
Yeah.
Are they gone?"
You get scared, yeah.
So it's that immediate thing. I think just acknowledging that you could be off key.
Okay.
Acknowledging the fact that you could be not your right self, and you know, whatever you do for a living, you know, as men, a lot of times we don't have the luxury of being of having a mental miscue.
Okay.
But the reality is that you want to be the best you can be.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes they require getting some help.
Amen. Now, you also say 2022, you got a brand new movie coming out.
Yeah.
Let's spend a few minutes and talk about the movie that you got coming out. You said it's Easter Sunday.
Easter Sunday. So get this. My mother, who's gone now, my grandmother's gone as well. They always say you're gonna end up in the pulpit. I know you is. The last 4 things I've done been me playing preachers or priests.
Wow.
And so this movie, Easter Sunday, Joe Coy is the star. He has an all Filipino cast, and except myself and Tiffany Haddish is in it as well. And I'm playing a priest in this movie, so I ain't gonna want to talk too much about it. Think about movies, you could be in it, and then your ass could not be in it. You know, they cut you, be like, man, what I thought I was in.
I hear you.
So you don't want to have that face.
Now, any other
you want to have I used to be in that face.
We'll talk about that afterwards.
Yeah.
Now, what's it like to work with Tiffany Haddish? She seems like a real down to earth person.
Oh, you know, Tiffany and I did the first gig she ever got paid on. She and I were on it together.
Okay.
So I go back with Tiffany before she made any money.
Okay.
And she's still the same, still a great human being, and she's still like her success is due to her being a nice person.
Wow.
She's just a great human being.
You don't see that a lot on camera.
She's just dope, man. So kudos to her.
Oh yeah, she seemed like a great person. Well, what else you got coming up in 2022, man? It's time, man. Just go and put it all out there for everybody.
Well, you know, I don't know everything. I ain't lived it yet, but it's definitely the movies is the biggest thing right now.
Okay.
The movie, some TV work. Hopefully my character reoccur on Our Kind of People. I'm really excited about this show because it's a hit show.
Okay.
And other than that, man, at the end of the day, I just want to tour, man, tell jokes, bro.
Any Tyler Perry stuff coming up soon?
Well, you know, I did the movie with Tyler Perry, Medea's Big Happy Family. People be thinking I got that man number. I don't know that man. I love him though. He's a good guy. He told me he almost didn't hire me because my last name was Perry.
What?
I did that same thing you just did.
Like, what's wrong with Perry?
You lose your damn man. You better shut your mouth, Tyler Perry, about to swing on you.
Oh, I get it now. All right.
Yeah. No, but get this. So we in his house, me and my wife, he had us all over there. I was shooting this movie with him, and you couldn't take a picture in his house. He had something set up in his crib that made all your pictures come out black.
Wow.
I'm like, you rich. Your ass rich. You been blocking my phone. You rich, Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry rich.
They say you don't play. You come to the studio, you come down there, you ain't talking to him, you can't get nowhere close to him, you better not bother him. You see him walking down the hall, don't say nothing to him.
Yeah, you know, when you rich, you be scared of COVID. It's us poor folks that don't wear a mask.
I feel you on that, brother. Now, if somebody wants to get involved, man, they want to be a part of the retreat, or if they just want to follow you, man, how do folks get involved with Rodney Perry?
I'm easy to find. All social media is Rodney Perry Live. My email, rodney@rodneyperry.com.
Email rodney@rodneyperry.com. And if you want to stay tuned with the #1 rated business show, follow me right on Instagram at I am KC Pride. You can follow me on Facebook at I am KC Pride. Keep up with Real 1100 AM, iHeartRadio. And we are out. We will be back Friday with me, Jeff Bill, Marvin Wilson. Yeah, it's over with.
Oh, man, I'm going to stay.
Well, we're going to hold them up for another hour. So if y'all want to sit right, we'll be back on Friday. We'll see y'all at 3. Bye.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess